sorry, I'm getting rid of a chest cold that my children gave to me.
Ooh, the flu's going around, dude.
No, my daughter woke up with the croup on Saturday. My daughter had a fever last Thursday, and I'm like trying to fight the fight. And yeah, I got it, but I'm coming back.
Shake on the double. Double it up, baby. And everyone else, how's everyone else doing? Hi, Wendy. Hi, Janine.
Good, thank you.
So I hope you guys have some questions ready because we're ready. Oh, we're recording already. I was like, Audrey, start recording. All right, so lead it off, Audrey. Let's go.
Okay, so welcome, guys. First of all, I want to know, how has it been going this past week? What do you think of the Monday through Thursday sessions?
Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Okay, do you guys have any questions about those videos?
No.
Now, we didn't get a lot of questions on the thread, but I saw someone that asked, when Monica and I keep talking about an inside leg. What is an inside leg? Basically, if you look at the graphical genealogy and you know that you're supposed to place coaches far and wide outside. And an inside leg is someone that goes on somebody's weak leg. And let's say then that coach never works the business, then your leg never gets built. Mm-hmm. So you're basically building both legs on your own. Does that make sense?
Not too much. It's kind of confusing.
Okay, let me see if I could. Okay, so for example, let's say Civi. Bridget sponsors you, right? But she has a one leg, a left leg, and a right leg, right? Let's just say her power leg is the left leg, the one that she has in common with me. Let's just say, hypothetically. That's her power leg. It's like Bridget signing you instead of on that power leg, on the inside leg, the right leg, right? Mm-hmm. Which is totally okay. The problem is when a sponsor comes in, puts you here, and then stops building. What happens to you here? You're by yourself. Mm-hmm. There's someone on this leg that's on a power leg that keeps building. So when we say inside leg, it means everybody is obviously, you must build your left and right leg, right? No matter which one's strong or weak, you have to do it. But there are strategies to building your weak leg, right? When you're building the business. But what tends to happen, and what happened to Audrey and I, that can happen, is that someone sponsors someone on the inside and then just stops. So that's why you guys know, anybody on Diesel Core knows how strongly I feel when I say that we need to recruit responsibly. Recruit responsibly means don't bring someone into this business, plug them in somewhere, and then do nothing afterwards. Because you're doing them an injustice, just like it was kind of done to me and to Audrey. And I think that's why me and Audrey kind of found each other and started working together, because we understood that. But nonetheless, like Audrey said in her video, it doesn't mean that we're completely screwed. Like, you can still make things happen, obviously, but it's just a little bit of an added challenge sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen right now. Mm-hmm. And you can see, like, if this were you, but it's Wayne Wyatt, and you have these, let's say these two were your personally sponsored coaches. Instead of placing far and wide here or here like you should, you would place them here.
That's the inside leg, right? That's the inside leg. And I'm pointing it to, like, you can see my finger.
Yeah. So it's really Scott's job here to build that. That's his weak leg. But if Scott doesn't work the business anymore, then this leg inside never gets built.
Okay. Let's talk about a little bit of strategy real quick on that. Can you pull it back up real quick, Audrey?
Sure.
And I think that, okay, so when I'm working with coaches that are already Emerald, that are going to Diamond, or some of you guys that are already Diamonds, and you're like, okay, I really want to see this increase in my cycle bonuses. Like, I want to see the income start to grow. And if we know Leadership Ladder concentrates a lot on the weak leg, right? It doesn't tell us, oh, your strong leg needs to reach this. No, it tells us your strong leg needs to reach a certain benchmark. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because we need that 200 to 100 ratio in volume between any legs, right? It doesn't have to be left to right or right to left. It could be anything. As long as there's a 200 to 100 ratio, we're cashing out on a bonus. So let's talk about that for a second. If your strong leg, okay, obviously that's where the 200 is going to come from. What do you want to do to start seeing that residual income increase? You want to load the weak leg, okay? And that means, like, for example, Scott right now, his strong leg would be his right leg. The one he wants to load is the weak leg. So let's say you're on this call right now and you're an emerald. You only have 1 and 1, right? One coach on the left, one on the right. What is the best strategy? In my opinion, it's stop building on that strong leg, build on the weak leg, at least 4 coaches, right? Because what are we doing? We're getting ready for diamond. We're setting up for diamond. Diamond is 4 and 4. But meanwhile, you might as well earn money. So you start loading that weak leg until you get to 4, then you jump back over to the strong leg and add the other 3 that you need. And there you go. You're setting yourself for diamond while still seeing the increase in volume to create residual income. If you're a diamond right now on this call and you've got your diamond organization, even if let's say it's a baby diamond, it's a little shaky. You want to add some cushion on whatever leg is shaky, the strong leg, right? But right after that, get to the weak leg and start loading it so that you can see that money come in until you start building diamonds and leaders to start hitting star diamond. But does that make sense how to up your residual income, how to up your team bonuses? Mm-hmm. You get that part?
And is that because the right leg is being built by the other team players as well? So that's getting stronger?
Right. So it's kind of like that's where teamwork comes into play big time. On Scott's right leg, it's not just Scott. It's Wayne also placing. And then whoever Wayne places underneath him and Scott places underneath him on that strong leg, those coaches are placing too. So it's like a big power leg of teamwork. But now Scott's responsibility is to build that other leg. And his coaches that he places in there start building. You get me? So it's kind of like double time on the power leg, and then Scott has to worry about the other leg. But if we talk about strategy on how to make money, obviously that right leg is going to produce the 200 way faster than the inside leg because there's more people working on it. Is that clear or is it still unclear?
Got it.
Wendy looks confused.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just multitasking, looking at my work email as well. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I just looking at it. I can see faces here. I just want to make sure.
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
You know, that's why you see that there's sometimes diamonds that don't make a lot of money because they haven't really built up this weak leg. If your team's building your strong leg with you, then you have to focus on the weak leg is where you're going to make your money.
Right. And there's a way to strategize it where you're hitting rank, right? Because me and Audrey talk all the time, rank before bank before rank. You know, it's always, you want to keep into, I remember being with Jeff Hill back when I started as a coach and I had just hit diamond. When Jeff Hill would go around and do one-on-ones, he came to Miami and he did a one-on-one with me. And I'll never forget, I sat in front of him, I was terrified. And he's like, listen, honey, you're just a diamond. He said that and it crushed me. He said, but I want to give you a piece of advice right now in your business. And that's that the one flaw in this business is that rank does not necessarily mean income. You need to understand how to strategize so that you're getting the rank and you're hitting that income that makes, it starts to grow and makes it all worth it. And it never left me. And so Audrey and I talk a lot about it, and especially in our predicament, we're hitting next and the numbers now so that you're not just looking at your commission and being like, oh, fantastic, I made $300. I have no idea where it came from, but that's fantastic. You're not going to grow it that way, So understanding how to strategize is really important, even as of right now.
Mm-hmm. And as you keep adding coaches, it starts to make more sense. Then you start understanding the way your volume is looking and where you should be building more.
Absolutely. So is there anything else that you guys have any questions about?
I'm going to go check the page again. Maybe someone else has asked anything.
Okay. What were our other topics for this week? So Power Hour. Tell me, guys, is there anything that we talked about in the Power Hour or that I discussed in the video that maybe you do in addition that you think you'd like to share with everybody that I didn't mention? You guys are quiet. I'm a little high on pre-workout. I just got my workout done. So nobody has anything that they add to their power, anything that they think that they weren't doing in their Power Hour that I mentioned that was helpful?
I think I just need to keep inviting more, but I think I need to build up my network first so that I can invite more. So this whole week, when I've been working from home, I just been on just inviting new people, and then I'm going to kind of reply to some of the pictures and then start hopefully inviting them. I think that has always been my biggest challenge, not knowing that, like, to invite these strangers to my network, to my Facebook page.
Let me ask you a question. When we say invite, what are the things that everybody's doing? I want to hear what everybody's really getting out there and doing, because we say invite all the time and I think it's so broad. So what are the actions?
I know I changed my inviting game a little bit a couple of months ago. I used to just like post challenge groups and that was it. And now I divide when I do the inviting process. So I'll do where it's the brainstorming of the new challenge group. Then I do my follow-ups. Then I see the people who have been working out, like not with Beachbody. And then that I do an invite to kind of like a sneak peek, like, hey, I think you would be great on my team. I see you're already kind of like influencing people. You want to know a little bit more about it. And then I do an inviting process of people that have like, how like people post like, oh, I ate so much this weekend. Who can relate? Like those like funny things. Then I do an inviting process to that. So I break it down from who I think will be a good coach, who I think would be a good challenger, and then obviously like a broad invite, which is just like everybody on my Instagram or my Facebook. So I kind of broke it down my invite process in that way.
Another thing that I think happened, that's awesome, Janine, and I love the way you're breaking down and seeing like the difference. So recruiting when it comes to your commission-based business, and then seeing who would be great on your team. Another thing that I think a lot of coaches overlook, right? Because I think it's the difference between being a farmer and a hunter, right? Hunters go out for the kill, right? You just want to get somebody in and that's it, which is cool. It works sometimes, and there's people that are ready for that. But you also have to get your farming game down, which means that you're planting seeds out there all over the place. And the way that I do that, guys, and I talk about it all the time within my team, is that I feel our job as a coach, our number one job, is to make friends and build relationships. Like that's number one. And what I mean that is like when I say I'm inviting, that means at least 5 different people, Monday through Friday. I'm not going to lie. I work really my business hard Monday through Friday, and Saturday I just Saturday and Sunday I pick up things, I get ready for the new week, and I talk to people and do things like that. But Monday through Friday, when I sit down for my power hour, I am starting conversations with friends of friends, people I started following, sometimes strangers, and I'm making sure that I'm being just as interested in them as I work hard on being interesting myself. So we try to be so interesting, right? Post a great selfie, post a great challenge group, post a great video. And we're working so hard on being attractive, but we forget to put interest in other people. And that's what I do on my power hour when I say I'm inviting. I write to them and say, hey, how are you? I saw your daughter's gymnastics video. Oh my God, how adorable. Or I'm talking to someone that has the same puppy as me, right? Because I made friends with people that have the same dog as me on Facebook, and I write them a message and say, I need some tips. Like my dog is shedding like crazy. What do you do? Things like that, where I start to create conversation and simply saying, hey, how are you? Because you know what that leads to? If you are doing your job properly on your personal page, you're going to hear from them. And then where's that conversation going to go next? Oh, how are you? And then that's where you can share. Or they're going to say, oh my God, I see what you've been doing with your new workout or your this or your meals or whatever, and it strikes up the conversation. Not always, but that's what farming is about. Planting the seeds and getting out there and talking to people. And so when you do put out that call to action, like you're talking about, they're more inclined to join you because you've already given them enough, that relationship building, that when you ask for something, that jab, right hook, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. It's working for her. She's going nowhere. She's doing this, like she's not quitting anytime soon, worrying by not going anywhere. And I want to give this a shot. I'm ready. So that's part of the inviting process. And I think sometimes that's what coaches overlook because it feels like you don't get that instant gratification right then and there.
I call it flirting.
Yeah.
When you're flirting with someone, like you're really nice to them, all of that. So I tell my team, don't flirt with your prospect. Remember, our job is to always add value. And I always look at it like, would I be friends with this person? Because ultimately, it's someone that you'd like on your team, right? So ask yourself, is this someone like who it seems like I'd get along with, that has the same values as me? Do I want them on my team? And then flirt.
Cool. I have a question. How do you guys do in your groups? How do you now take them all? Like, do you personally add them as friends on your then personal Facebook?
What do you wait? Say that again.
Okay, you're in a doggy group. Like, how do you take this? Like, I became part of a nanny group. And so I'm constantly like writing back and posting. And then I'm like, well, now how do I teach them to my personal page? Like,
I friend them. I friend them. If I start having a conversation on the page and like it's going back and forth and we're getting along.
That's it, you just add them? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not off the bat though. Like she just said she's going back and forth with
The
them.
banter. You're playing basketball. Boom, passing the ball, and then you add them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And guess what, guys? Everybody has a choice to say yes or no. So if you add them and they say yes, fantastic. They say no, no problem.
Okay.
By the way,
Seems so simple, but I don't know.
there's something I do on Instagram. I'm not sure if you guys do it. But like if I find someone that I want to flirt with on Instagram, I turn on post notifications for them. So when you go to their page, their profile, and you click up here, those 3 little dots, and it says turn on post notifications in the bottom, you do that so that every time they post, you're going to get an alert. So you could be the first one on there like, oh my God, I love this picture. So that helps a lot to keep track of them.
I love that, Audrey. Because if there's someone out there that's your ideal customer that you know, they don't know it quite yet because they don't understand this opportunity, but you know that they'd be fantastic at this, show them a little TLC. And, you know, that's what we talk about when we say working with intention, right? Having a plan behind, because it's not that, you know, hold on, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, me too.
Are you guys getting feedback or is it just me?
It's you.
Okay, Monica and Janine, I unmuted you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good now. And I just realized it says Danielle McKean. By the way, guys, I had a problem with my Zoom account. They closed it down. I have to like restart. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I was on a team call last night and it just like crapped out on me. I'm Monica Lopez. I'm not Danielle McKean. Although she's like number 50 something in the company. I'll take it. But anyway, what was I saying? Instagram. What was I saying?
Audrey was saying about the notifications. And
then yeah, just showing people TLC because they don't understand this opportunity quite yet, so they don't know what they have to offer, but you know that they'd be great for it. It's a matter of just like showing them TLC and starting to build that relationship and that repertoire with them.
Okay. Yeah. Instagram is still fuzzy, man. It's difficult for me to completely DM somebody that's like a complete stranger. Like on Facebook, I'll get people that it's like, how do I know you? And like I have to kind of make it up, but I can because we have mutual friends. The Instagram that is like completely strangers, that one I'm still like,
you know, I have to kind of disagree with you. Maybe I could change your mindset about this. Okay. Instagram is a way more liberal, more like when you're following means that you just think someone's cool. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be. Friends is a little bit more intimate. So if that eases your mind, people are actually more open to you following them and following back on Instagram than versus being friends, where Facebook for some reason just has a little bit more of an intimate feel. So anything, be more liberal on Instagram.
Okay.
Just have courage and just be like, whatever, just send a message.
Yeah.
I've been scared to hit send have been like my best coaches. So when you're scared, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, like, I mean, so many of you guys that are on the team now were complete strangers. Janine was a complete stranger. Janine and I met. I was teaching an insanity class, and she walked in. She just got engaged, and she wanted to lose weight. And boom, look at us now.
I know.
Complete strangers. So never be afraid to check up that conversation. Never.
And I actually got you from Instagram because you had given me your card, and that's right. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Courage. Listen, like Josh Coates says, fear is selfish. It's straight up selfish because all you're doing is holding back something great that could service you and service the person that you're going to talk to. So what do you have to fear? Nothing. People feed off your confidence.
True.
Cool. So power hours are going good. I like the fact that we talked about inviting because I think that's always a fuzzy. We throw around the word invite. And I think that people don't really nail down. They just say, yeah, I'm doing it. And we realize that there's sometimes a disconnect because there's a big difference between going out there and working with intent and looking for people while you're attracting versus just putting out a post and saying, okay, can't wait for someone to answer. Big difference. Big difference.
I have a question.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so the other day when Audrey was talking about and showing us like how to look up our coaches and following what they're doing, I got really intimidated as far as, this is kind of like in the long run, but I'm thinking like bigger. I'm just like intimidated of how do you keep track? Or, I mean, I know you showed us like on format, but it just feels like I think of all these numbers and people upon people and hundreds of people. I'm just like, I don't know, it's really intimidating to me. I don't know if you have any advice.
I say you know who your leaders are. So, like, you know who are those people that are going to get up and go running. And it's kind of like you're going to group them into like A, B, and C. Those people that you don't even have to worry about. They're running on their own. Like, they hit Success Club because they're hitting Success the Club, not because you're on top of them. And then there's B, where those coaches that you need to keep motivating, they're like on the fence, that they're still learning, they're still like getting their feet wet. And those are the people you work with the most. And then you have your C coaches, who maybe they're really there just for the discount. And they're more hobby coaches. And they're not going to really help you. It sounds a little harsh, but they're not really going to help you build your business. So that's why they're on level C. So it's really that level B coaches, and you'll know who they are as your organization builds. You love on the A's, just make sure that they're okay, but they're going to be doing their own thing. And the B's, that's where you want to spend most of your time, looking after them.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting place, I guess, mentally for me. Thank you.
Yeah, and Mish, I could see how looking at the whole thing, like, especially when Audrey pulled up her downline and all that, we were like, whoa, how the heck, la, la, la. Audrey already knows her people. And remember, there's a lot of, like she said, discount coaches. She knows who's there, just, you know, that's a loyal customer, basically, and they just up their membership for the discount versus the people that are really working the business and like hardcore. Listen, last night, what happened when that chat that I reached out to you and a couple of other new coaches, where I took the time to recognize, okay, these girls I know are in it to win it. They want to build their business. I grouped you guys together. Mm-hmm. I just did it last night with you. Mm-hmm. So that you see, it's the same thing. So as people start coming into your business, you kind of, like she said, start organizing on who they are, what kind of leaders they are. Janine's already full on, you know, team building herself. She already has her team and she has it down. I know that she's taking care of her people. So that'll start to happen with time. As
okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Anything else that we want to go over? Or should we go back to dancing to Drake?
How's 10X, guys?
He won me on chapter 6, and he's like, oh my God, don't be a bitch. Woo is the bitch, and what was the bitch? I started laughing. So I was sitting in Giordino's, I think it's called. It's a salad place here where you could create your own salad. And I was there with my headphones listening to 10X eating, and I swear I spit out my lettuce. I'm like, whoo! When he said, don't be a bitch.
You know, and it's cool because we are always learning. We are always learning.
Yeah.
And one thing that he says that really stuck out to me, it's like, you got to 10X your media presence. Because we don't want to bother people. We don't want to be out there too much. And he helped me to think, like, if I'm eating like every 2.5 to 3 hours, I need to be posting every 2.5 to 3 hours. So I started changing things up a little bit like that. So think about that. Like, you got to make sure you're in people's faces. Because if I know we did a call with Josh Coates. You guys did a call with Josh Coates. He told us, like, Facebook doesn't show your stuff to everybody. It just doesn't. We think we keep putting stuff out there and everyone's getting tired of us. But that's not the case. We have to keep getting in people's faces. So whenever they're ready to start a journey, guess who they're going to think about?
Yeah. I want to cover one other thing that I thought about, and I like to tell coaches this all the time because I think it's a mind game. 2 things happen when you become a coach. What happens? You befriend on Facebook a gazillion coaches, or you follow a gazillion coaches on Instagram. And 2, like Audrey says, you think everybody's looking at every single one of your posts when reality is they're probably lucky to see 1 out of 5. Okay? So keep that in mind. A lot of times coaches dim themselves because they're like, oh, I don't want to post about my meal, or I don't want to post about my challenge group, or I don't want to post about my transformation, or I don't want to post about my story because I just saw 10 other ones and I don't want to be like everyone else. When you don't realize that it's because you friended everybody in the business and you're seeing the same thing. But the person that's not in the business, the person that hasn't gotten started on their fitness journey, that you are popping up in their newsfeed, you are dimming yourself and they're not seeing you, which is the one that you really want to reach out to and contact.
Reach.
So kind of, right?
Reach.
Yeah. So it's the truth. Like if you're going to sit there and friend people in the business, it's fine, but use it as fire. Use it as ideas. Use it as, okay, how can I get that and customize it and make it my own? But don't allow it to dim you, because what's going to happen? You never know that person that you're going to attract. And then the person that is posting, like Audrey says, that goes balls to the wall with it and owns it, then they're the one that's going to get the customer, because sooner or later they're going to get in somebody's face that you didn't. So don't dim yourself, guys, and don't let it be a mind game that you think, oh, everybody else is doing it, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You don't know. That's because you're in the business, not everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually still get people that are like, what's a Beachbody coach? Or what's Beachbody?
Love it.
And I'm like, when I started to get that a lot more, I'm like, man, why am I not posting like 30 million times a day? People still don't even know what we do.
Absolutely.
I have one of my diamond coaches. She's so cute. She's still in college. She's amazing. This is what she does when she gets really busy. So she thinks of reasons that she loves being a coach, like from how it holds her accountable to the people she meets, everything. And she writes it down in little sticky notes and she puts it everywhere. So when she needs a post, she'll grab a sticky note and develop a post around it. And here's another tip, and I don't, Monica probably does the same thing. I have this tripod that I bought on Amazon that I take with me everywhere. So everywhere I am, I'm like posing for a picture. You better believe that we got to look like rock stars, you know? So you have, like in my vault, I have a bunch of pictures that I could use at any time to post around a post. Like this, these are things that you have to think about because you own your own company. So you are the CEO of marketing for your own company. So that's how you have to start to think. Everything you do in the day, pose for a picture, take the sticky off the wall and develop a post around that.
Yeah, kind of like we talked about in Power Hour, where, right, jot down those ideas, because it means nothing if you have the amazing ideas up here and it never executes, it never gets out. Audrey, what's that Josh Coates quote that I love? Something like a rock star, humble like a homeless.
Yeah, you gotta be as arrogant as a rock star and as humble as a homeless person.
There you go. I love that. That made so much sense. Like that spoke to me when I talk about my business, because sometimes you're like, I'm talking about me and me and me. And I sometimes feel a little weird about it. But honestly, that's what people are attracted to. They're looking at me and they're seeing that I'm an average mom, just like I look at Audrey and all of you guys. And like, these are average women and we're making something big happen. Like own it. But also be humble to the fact that we're not big businesses. We're not. We're moms at home creating a great lifestyle of freedom. So I love that quote that he gave us.
And the humility comes into play in the value that you add to others when you reach out to others and you show others that you care about them.
May I ask you guys, like Audrey, I noticed you post basically every 2 hours, right? So I started following that. Like if I literally, like even last night, I look and I'm like, okay, that was 12 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 6 hours ago. Like literally, if you look at my timeline, it's broken up at minimum 2 hours. But then 6 o'clock comes and my husband's home, and from 6 to 9, I shut my phone off. I've been letting, like, if I'm talking to someone throughout the day, I'm like, hey, listen, my husband's home. It's his time until the baby's to bed, and then I'll be back. So I have that gap. So I know when you have a like page, right, you can schedule for posts, but is there a way to do it on our personal page where I can schedule a post to happen within those 2 hour, like 4 hour gap?
You can on Buffer, but honestly, Catalina, I think that makes you normal. Like if you really look at my page, I'm missing from those hours too.
Okay.
That's when I'm doing homework with Ashton. And you remember like for Facebook, the way it works is that like things keep bumping up in the news feed. So I don't think anyone's like, wait, she's missing for 3 hours. Where did she go?
Yeah.
You know, just be intentional about everything that you post when you can.
Yeah.
I know what I do with my success partner is like if I'll post something at 3, I'll send her a text later on in the day and I'm like, hey, can you go and like that post because I really wanted to come back up. Like if I didn't get a lot of likes. So I'll actually call like my other coach friends and be like, hey, do me a favor, can you go comment or can you go like? And then boom, it'll pop up. It's 7 o'clock. People are, on their phones.
Right.
And that kind of like saves me. So, maybe you can do that also. That'd be a good way. Because sometimes I feel like if I don't post it right now, I'm going to forget. because, you know, yeah, like I have the same thing. By the time nighttime comes, I got to make dinner and all that stuff. And so I was like, you know what, forget it. I'll post it now, even if it's not a great time to post. And then I just ask like my peeps to do that for me. So.
I wanted to share something with you guys that happened to me just recently, and I was just kind of like thrown in another direction from it. If you're following me on Facebook, on Instagram, you know, I'm always doing workout videos. I'm always doing cooking, live cooking videos and things like that. And I'm trying to look at the statistics of, you know, who's watching, who's looking at it, things like that. So the other day, me and my husband went to Game 6 of the Heat game, and me and him came up on the news. And I posted that, right? So I really didn't think that it was going to get that many views. It got 700 views. Okay? And I've done cooking videos. It'll get like 200, 300. My workout videos, 150, things like that. So just because you don't see views or you don't see likes, don't think that people are not seeing it. You know, people are intrigued by stupid stuff. I was on the news for like 0.5 seconds. Like literally it's a 10-second clip of me and my husband screaming, "Let's go here!" And people wanted to see what was I doing on the news. You know, so you have to kind of play and have fun and get people attracted to you and be silly and be yourself, because I thought to myself, that was just me being me, you know? And it's like, if you show more of yourself, being funny, being stupid and things like that, you connect with people in a different way. And I was like, so you mean to tell me I gotta be on the news all the time so people would look at my shit?
It's so true, because you know what it is? Sometimes people that aren't ready yet watch us and feel intimidated by our motivational posts and things like that. So then, you know, they don't want to post, they don't want to comment because it makes them feel a certain way, but they are watching you. And then that's,
no, exactly.
You know, that then they're going to engage with that kind of post.
You guys know, I call those people Weight Watchers. They're waiting and they're watching, and they're waiting and they're watching. And it all comes down to how consistent you are. Because when you convince them that you're the real deal, that you're, you know what I mean? Like all the connection stuff that we talk about, all the things, and they trust you, they will come out of the woodworks. I've had people come to me and say, "I've been following you for the last 2 years." And I'm like, they're like, "I remember when you walked out of your office and you retired yourself." I'm like, "What haven't you spoken up?"
Yeah, you didn't even like that post.
Where was the love if you liked it? No, but I call them Weight Watchers. And they exist, guys. Don't think they don't.
No, it's true. Like I've gotten, actually when I became Emerald the first time, like in the beginning of my business, the girl that got me to Emerald, she was somebody that I didn't know. She met me on Instagram, and we just so happened to have mutual friends, and we're great friends now. Like she's a single mom, you know, she's not active in the business right now, but you know, you have to just keep sharing. You have to just keep showing up every day, being you, being authentic, being real. That's what I kind of started thinking about. How am I branding myself? So I started thinking, like, I even started going into interests that I like. You know, I like beach volleyball. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I even went to some popular IG accounts that I'm interested in, and I started going through their friend list. And I started going, because those are real people. Those are the target market that I want to follow me. So I just started going through and following people. Some people followed me back, some people didn't. And then if they came up in my feed and I really didn't like their page, and I would just unfollow them. But just by doing that, like, it's created more target followers for me versus getting those spams or, you know, purchasing followers and things like that. I really want to be organic and with what I do and how I do things. And not only that, but I want people to see that I'm a real person. Like, I have struggles. When you see my cooking videos, you see my kids in the kitchen with me. You know, I'm a mom. This is my life. Like, when I do workouts, you see my daughter working out with me. She's 20 months old and she's doing it. She's doing high knees and things like that. So I want to share that, you know, as a mom, it doesn't matter. You know, you can handle all these things, but it's up to you if you want it. So, you know, that's what I want people to get from me when they go to my page, is that this is a real mom. This is her real life. This is what she does day in and day out every single day. And I do. And sometimes, you know, I'm going to have to stop 11,000 times working out. But you know what? I got my workout in. Mm-hmm. And if I got dirty dishes, they dirty. Yeah. You know, and it's just things like that, you know, you share those things. And something that I shared the other day, which I don't know, it just kind of like clicked with me. My husband had the day off, and he works at AT&T corporate. He's a manager for the call center, and he had the day off, and we took my daughter out from school a little bit early, and we just went to the beach. And I was like, I can make a post out of this. So I shared that, you know, me having, you know, I'm my own boss. I can make my own hours. I stopped what I was doing and I went to the beach with my family, because Beachbody gives me that opportunity to be flexible, you know. So maybe I wouldn't have posted that because I didn't think of something like that. But it's like these small things that maybe we don't think that they're significant. They are significant, because there's somebody out there that's like, you know what, my husband had the day off in the week too, and I wish I could have had the day off to go do something with our kids and take the kids out of school, you know. So there's just like little things that you really need to dig deep and think like, this could really motivate somebody to get into this business.
Absolutely. And one other thing I want to touch on, guys, because I remember this from Lindsay Matway. She posted like maybe 4 years ago one of her a before and after transformation picture, a progress picture, and how at that time she got maybe 20 likes, 2 comments, and then 4 years later that thing blows up to like over 1K in likes. Understand that building the affinity on social media, building that following, building that trust within your followers takes time. Just because you don't get a gazillion likes or a 50,000 views, Sibby, does not mean that you're not putting out quality, and does not mean that people are not watching and they don't care. What they want more than anything, though, is your consistency. So, you know, again, it's not that instant gratification that we're searching for, but knowing that we hold ourselves to a standard and we've got vision, basically, game planning for the future. So wanted to throw that out there, because I think a lot of coaches, it happened to me the day where I saw a brand new coach say, I know you guys are sick of my videos, but here's one more. Like, no, that's not going to work out, because all you're putting out there is no, you know, that you're not confident. So anything else, guys?
I actually have one more question.
Go.
Have you guys hit Success Club?
Oh, good one. No, where are we at? Talk to me.
What did you ask?
Go. Tell them your number, Michelle. Yay!
Only 1 month starting.
Yeah.
First month. And I
became
still
an
probably have
admiral.
more.
Go ahead, say hi. Thank you.
Good name. Audrey, take it away, Audrey.
Guys, you're not in business if you don't hit Success Club. It's not in business. So, you know, if any of you are friends with Kim Carver, and Monica, can you post that he posted yesterday?
I posted it in my team page, but I'll post it in our page now.
Yeah, post it in there. Kim talked about this time of year in the business being really difficult. And it is. Monica and I feel it. We see it within our teams. You're not alone. But that's why we gave you 10x to read. Whatever you're doing, rev it up. Rev it up. Add more value. Don't think of the number. Think of the people that you're helping. And just don't take no for an answer. Every time that you're scared, every time that you're like hesitant to invite, just do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Because I promise you, the 4 vital behaviors consistently is going to get you to Success Club by the end of the month. Guaranteed. So just go harder, believe more in yourself, and get it done. That's your homework over the weekend. We want to know by Monday, all of you guys hit Success Club and added at least 1 coach.
May I ask, I literally have 4 people who are like yesing me to no other whatever, right? Like, yes, I'm going to sign up. Okay, let's do it. And then they haven't done it. Literally, these are people who tell me they're for sure. So I had them post on their page, hey, my friend is hosting a challenge group, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested, like it, comment, and she'll contact you. And I said, this will help you pay for your first months of the group, to get you into the group. I still haven't signed up, even though now I've really expanded my reach, because everyone who liked their page, I friended right away. I mean, before even commenting on or messaging them, and they've accepted me. So at least I know I'm spreading myself. But they still have not signed up, and it's the 20th.
Well, since today's payday, I would follow up with them today and create that sense of urgency and say, like, listen, I only have 2 spots left in my group, and I'm holding it for you. Do you want in? Secondly, if they still don't do it, then I was focused on those people and save those people for next month.
Okay, that's what I kind of want to say. Like, am I being too aggressive if I'm like, listen, I've been holding your spot. You got to let me know yes or no. Okay, cool.
And I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a second. Understand that this is the nature of the business. You're going to have people always, constantly on the fence, right? That's your 10 in play, basically. Those 4 are part of your 10 in play, where there's solid leads. Sooner or later they're going to do it, but they're just marinating a bit, which is cool. I know it took me time to commit also. But you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. You cannot just focus on those 4 people and be like, because I get it. But guess what? 2 things happen. 1, you're wasting time reaching out to others. And 2, that desperation is coming out of you like nobody's business when you're talking to them. And it's probably what's holding them back. So what's going to remedy those 2 things? Get out and talk to more people. Because it's okay that they're on the fence. You're not doing anything wrong. So don't let it be a reflection of you. It's not that. It's the nature of the business. That is what 10 in play is. I think somebody asked me, like, oh, are those 10 you're only your prospects or people that you talk to? For me, it's like the solid leads. But that doesn't mean I'm focusing on them 100%, because if I did, forget it. I'm going to lose them, and I'm going to lose my way, and that pipeline is going to stop. And that's the worst thing that can happen to you.
It's crazy when there are coaches that are waiting for that one cousin to buy that challenge pack next. No, and there's something that I call Success Club swag, because if you hit it early in the month, like everyone you talk to, you just talk to them like, yeah, I'm going to close them. You need to walk around like you already hit Success Club. And with that confidence when you speak to people.
I have a question. How many people do you normally have in one challenge group at once?
It varies.
Many as I can get.
I just think, I don't know if there's I don't want to do too much to I don't know if I'll be overwhelmed or just.
You won't. Look at you're in my challenge group right now that I'm hosting with the Challenge Tracker app, which, guys, you know how strongly I feel about that app. I think it's amazing. You see what I've been doing every day. Does that take much work? I'm just doing me, and then just commenting and say, guys, it's not rocket science, And challenge groups are 50-50, 50% nature, nurture. You can nurture them all they want, but by nature, they got to get up and move. So you can't take that on to yourself and let it overwhelm you, So there's no right answer. As many as you can get, as that's how I feel. As many lives that I can impact, let's go.
I just wanted to say something, maybe a little motivation. My sister is my direct coach, and she's been working out for 3 years. She's older than me, and she's been walking around the last 6 months, beach body, and I'm her little sister, baby sister. You gotta work out. I have 3 kids. She has 3 kids. Just every time we see each other, she just throw a little something. And I always knew I wanted to get back into it, or get back in the game, get healthy and fit. And then, so it came from her. And then, I reached out to a friend that was putting posts with Monica. I had no idea who Monica was. And, little did I know, I went to work out with my friend, and she brought me to Monica's house, and Monica's upline to my sister, and if my point is just that if Monica wasn't doing what she was doing, Monica, if for all these years, I've been around, and we know people that know people, and if you don't keep doing what you're doing, there's tons of people out there, and it's just, even if it's, I guess,
a little slow now or a little better later. And it's people keep coming and coming in. You know, I'm like, where was I the last few years? Like, where were you? You know,
It's all right.
keep doing what you guys are doing.
I believe in fate. I believe
And
cross
you
path for a reason.
You have to think about that when you're in it, because you can do that for other people.
Yeah, definitely. I keep that up here a lot.
I'm getting a lot of noise from like somebody, but I'm gonna leave it with like one more thing that I told last night to my GSR call. So I do get started right calls with coaches that join our team. And I said, I was like, listen, today you just joined our team, right? Or whatever, this last week you just joined the team. I want you right now to, for the next 30 seconds, think about what brought you here. Why did you land here? Why did you sign? What made you, like, what did you fall in love with your transformation? Did you fall in love with the team? Did you fall in love with your coach? Did you fall in love with how you feel? Now, once you nail that, never let it go. Carry that with you all the time. Because when you get the naysayers, when you get the people that just don't understand, when you get the people that think that this is Mickey Mouse or whatever the case may be, or that you don't have a real job, you're not building a real business, hold on to what you feel, because if it changed your life, it could change others. And it's okay for people to be cynical about it or not understand it. But it's your job to turn that around. And I make it my job to turn it around and help people that are ready. So I'm going to leave that with you guys too. Never forget that, what brought you here.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll still be around. Comment below when we post this with any other questions that you have. We'll be happy to answer them. Success Club by Monday, guys. Non-negotiable.
We're on to you guys.
Bye.
All right. Bye.